Welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today, guys, I'm going to go over what the two are actually, I'll say two luckiest life path numbers are by far. So this is going to surprise you guys a bit just because it's not like what you typically think. I know a lot of online right now is like, 28 over 1, 17 over 8, da, da, da. Everybody thinks like, those are the main money-making numbers. There are numbers that have a lot of influence, yes, and they do have lucky breaks, but they're not the luckiest numbers, though, not with this realm specifically. So when we look at lucky numbers, this video is going to be very short. It might be 8 minutes, might be less. I want to just make sure you guys understand what a luckiest number would mean. The luckiest number means that it faces the least karmic retribution during this reincarnation. I'll repeat that. The most lucky number is the numbers that face the least karmic retribution in this current reincarnation. Meaning right now we're in the third dimension. That's one thing you have to bear in mind as I begin this video. And then you also have to bear in mind that there's other things that you're gonna have to take into consideration when doing this stuff. So you have to look at what numbers actually get along with everybody, what numbers are able to navigate around the world and seem to always end up on top, even when they're not really necessarily supposed to. And those numbers are the 3 and the number 5. So the first one, life path 3, reason being is the luckiest number. Think about it, third time's a charm. You'll hear sayings, 3 strikes are out. The 3 is all about Jupiter, which is expansion, growth, and wisdom. But when you look at it from an archetypal perspective, it's supposed to be the number of the child. The child, when you look at biblical context, always talks about someone who is under 12 and then doesn't face karmic retribution until they go above the age of 12, if you look at like Christianity, technically. So when understanding that, you realize that the 3 is considered a child in the eyes of the universe or God. So as a result, life path 3 is, I'm not saying you guys won't face karma. Don't go out there and do a bunch of crime. But it takes longer for karma to affect you than most other life paths. A lot of 3s you'll notice around you. If you have 3s that you know in the hood, whatever, they might do a lot of crime, make a lot of money. Jupiter will help them expand. They might have to face the repercussions of that through their children or through a future reincarnation. It might not be right now. So the 3 can get quite lucky in that sense and grow and make a bunch of money if they choose a good or a bad path. But if you notice with the 3, one of my subscribers, if you're watching this, thank you, because it's something that I was meaning to bring up anyways, and I do appreciate you leaving that comment in there. In respects to the 3 being half of the 8, when you look at the shape of the 3, if you guys are looking at that way, so it'd be like this, it would be like half of the 8, right? So when you look at that, you realize that the 8 is like the full karmic loop. It comes around, so 8's like the hardest number to have, technically. Master numbers, I'd argue, are just as hard, but the 8's considered to be individually the hardest life path number to have because it's the most karmically directed, for lack of a better word. The 3 is half of that, so it means it doesn't always see its karma in this lifetime. It means like incomplete karma. So when you understand that, you start looking at even the Chaldeans when they started talking about like the 23 over 5. The 3 in there is what made that 5 even more lucky. I'd arguably say the 23 over 5 is the luckiest life path number out of all of them at all, because of the fact that it has the 5 and the context of the 3 in it as well. So you have a lot of luck when it comes to that. So overall, the 3 is very, very lucky. We're also in the third dimension. So understanding that that's this life path's vibration that you're in. Meaning people that are the 3, the children, they're here to create, they're here to have fun, they're here to optimize people so they feel joy. It's a very positive life path that's all about putting expansion and growth from the blessings of Jupiter into whatever it is that they choose to do now. So whether they choose to do like a musical sort of career, a creative career, sales, corporate, whatever, they always do quite well when it comes to when they put their energy into something. It'll always expand and grow and to turn into something more. They'll get a lot of applause. They'll get a lot of even help from their peers just very randomly. So this does bring a lot of positive aspects to people with life path 3. They just tend to do very, very well no matter what they sort of put their mind to. It just works out in a sense. Life path 5 is the next one that it has a lot of good luck. The reason for the life path 5 is a little bit easier. I think I've discussed this quite a few times. Again, other numerologists are going to go and say, 9 is the most adaptive number. That's not true. The number 5 is the most adaptive number because the 5 is in between 1 and 9, meaning it's the middle number. It gets along with numbers 1 through 4, and it gets along with numbers 6 through 9 as well. And of course, it gets along with itself, which is the 5. The 5 is connected with the 5 senses. So as humans, we have 5 different senses. So life path 5s have those things optimized, which make them even more lucky. They can hear better than you. They can see better than you. They can smell. They can taste. Usually the only reason life path 5s aren't always completely billionaires or successful is for 2 reasons. And actually, it really comes down to really one, but I'll divide it into two, but you'll see how they connect. The first one is that they get overwhelmed by their power, meaning the senses. They're good at everything. They could be athletes, they could be good writers, good orators, what have you, because they have this extra energy with all of the physical expression of the human body. So as a result, it's hard for them to figure out what to do, which can lead them to being very, I'd say, indecisive, right? If a 5 is indecisive, no matter who you are, if you're indecisive, you're not going to win in life because you're not going to know what to put your energy into, where to direct it. And then the second reason is then consistency. And usually that consistency is broken down for other reasons. Either they just feel like they got good at something, so they don't want to do it anymore. But more than likely, it's because of a vice that's distracting them, whether it be like drugs, alcohol, overindulgence in sex, what have you. It's going to lead to them being very distracted, which in turn lead to lack of consistency in any endeavor that you do. Next big thing with the 5 is that the 5 is considered, which is very true from other numerologists, one of the most aesthetically pleasing numbers. So it's a number of sex, travel, fun, fearlessness. That's very, very true, because the 5 now, if you think about what I just said, is the master over the 5 senses. So of course, life path 5, if you're a child of life path 5, meaning that's your life path, you of course are going to have very aesthetically pleasing facial features, and your body and everything could build very well. Your immune must be pretty good as well. So that makes you health-wise very lucky. That makes you mentally very lucky. And then aesthetically pleasing visually very, very lucky as well. So you guys should see where this is sort of going when I bring all this stuff up. It means that you guys have an extra sense of attractiveness to people. And we already have known from psychological articles, if you look into it, people that are considered more attractive always get actually better positions in jobs. They have an easier time in life when it comes to even just getting good customer service at a restaurant, grocery store, what have you. You're going to have better luck if you're considered physically attractive. So I'm saying other numbers are not as attractive as you. That's definitely not true. But you're going to be considered even more attractive simply because of that number's vibration. It's going to make you sexually pleasing to people that would be attracted to you, right? So when you understand that, you start realizing, okay, this person's very attractive. This person has a wide variety of skill sets. They're versatile. And then lastly, they're represented by Mercury. Mercury is considered the luckiest planet astrologically. It's the planet of the Buddha when you look at the Eastern astrology. So understanding that, you then see, okay, these people are also very, very smart. Mercury, like I've always said in a lot of videos, goes around the sun 51 times when the Earth does once. So these people's mind is very keen. They can think things through. They can learn information quicker than other people. It's just a matter of how fast they implement it, or to the extent that they can retain it. If you guys are able to retain the information, implement it in the right sequence, then you'll be very, very successful, like a Mark Zuckerberg who's a 5. But if you're not able to do that, then you'll just land into a bunch of vices and be that could have been type of person that could have been the NBA, could have been in the NFL, could have been a supermodel, could have been an actor, could have been a pilot. All of these things are applicable careers for the 5. That wasn't random. But you'll just turn into that could have been sort of person, right? Because you have the most versatile columns when it comes to careers. You can go into any category of career and be very successful. The same goes with the 3 to finalize this video. The 3 can go into any career because they have Jupiter's expansion and growth energy around them. So wherever they go, they have more network, more friends. They get stronger even through losses. So you start to see how this all interconnects. This goes for life paths primarily, guys. So if you're a birth number in which one of these numbers, I'm not saying that you're going to have that same type of luck. It'll affect you to a certain degree, but it'll greatly affect you if it to your life path specifically. And this also goes for the karmic number 14 over 5. You guys are still very, very lucky. You have to work a little bit harder than other 5s to, of course, get all these things. But the aesthetically pleasing part, your sense of sensory perception, all that stuff is still there for you guys. It's just a matter of you guys going over the 4's hurdles that's going to give you. It's going to make a bit of hindrances for you to see if you're actually about the action and get what you want. All right, so that does conclude the video for today, guys. If you have any questions for me, just leave in the comment section. Aside from that, like, subscribe. Holla at me for today, guys. Peace.